I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The lyric scientist lab.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Ugh. That's probably not the best way for me to start the show.
Don't ruin that King Cole like that.
First of all, he's an inspiration. And if anything, I feel people should be honored that I'm trying to emulate somebody so great. But since I'm doing a terrible job of it, I guess I will do my normal job and welcome everybody to the 213th episode of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast.
That's one of my all-time favorite fucking songs.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
Christmas songs. If I had to choose, it'd be that one.
Mine, and before we do that, as always, it is I, RJ, the pizza guy, along with Jared, the visual holiday cheerful mad scientist.
Don't say anything. You know
Okay.
what?
I got you. And we're here, folks, because it's the holidays. A very special time of year for everybody, Jared and myself included. So thank you for welcoming us into your homes on a holiday weekend.
Sorry we're late, guys. RJ said he wanted to start later today, and then as I prepared my day for today to get ready for a later day, I found out he was ready on time.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I thought about it a couple days ago. I thought about it on Monday. I was like, man, I need to tell Jared I might be late Saturday. And then knowing me, not doing anything that I'm supposed to do, I wait till the last minute. I was like, oh, shit, I should probably tell Jared that I need to start later because I had a little bit of last-minute Christmas shopping to do today, just like many people. And the Steelers played Steeler football today. That's why my voice is a little raspy, because on the second play of the game...
What are you screaming about, though? What are you screaming in your house about?
Had a rough 3 weeks as a Steelers fan, and I'll keep it brief.
Bro, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this on a regular basis. I don't get it.
And
to wrap your emotions that deeply into something that you have no control over is crazy to me.
So, and you know what? I agree with you. However, in my just very minor defense that I have, because typically have none, is today is a very important day in Steeler history. Okay. And give me
go ahead.
2 minutes.
I'll let you have your little moment.
51 years ago today, December 23rd, the great, late Franco Harris picked off a ball that bounced off of a defender to send the Steelers with 12 seconds left to their very first playoff victory, which started a dynasty, which started basically the reason I'm sitting here now, okay? And unfortunately, he passed away last year, so Christmas for Steeler fans is a little conjumbled. Started our third-string QB today, Mason Rudolph.
All right, we're not going to do a fucking whole goddamn recap of this.
I know, but got a very excellent victory today.
Okay, great.
I'm so happy. Yinzer Mob. All right, and I'm done.
Everybody that's joining us right now, what up? Did you pray today? That is incorrect. That is not how I do with baseball. So I don't know where you're getting that assumption from. I do like baseball, but I don't fucking get my emotions entirely involved in it. Like it's the end of the world if they lose the game. Like I go on about my day if they lose. I'm not gonna fucking sulk in my room like some people do.
I don't sulk in my room. I sulk in public. That way,
same difference.
Yeah, so people like you can insult me, be like, "Oh, you let your team affect your emotions." I legitimately lost my voice on the second play of the game where George Pickens went 86 yards for a touchdown. So it's just me being a fan. Very happy that we played very well today, and I don't know if we're gonna play like this the next, the end of the season, but Christmas is here, and that's what I needed. So the Steelers gave me the perfect Christmas gift, a W. Thank you, guys. And we can continue with the podcast.
I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Oh, yeah, on my booty hole. All right, so.
Oh, my God. You didn't have to make it worse. Jeez.
Well, all right. Well, we were already there. Jared, I know that, we're in the festive season and all that stuff. I see you've got
The Festivus for the best of us. Or the rest of us.
I mean, it's a good motto, and I think we should all live by it to a degree. I like your Santa Claus hat that you got on there. I really, really do.
I thought I would actually try to be in the spirit. I mean, some people, you can't win today.
I'm not.
Just strike 3 for you.
Well, dude.
Back to baseball, by the way.
Yeah, well, baseball's fine. And do we want to talk about what the Dodgers did?
No, fuck the Dodgers.
Yeah, exactly. All right. You're not going to hear it here. Well, let's just
I
say.
did see that Juan Soto is now a Yankee, though. That happened like a week ago.
Yeah, that's
going to be weird. Fucking Mike Judge, fucking Soto on the oh my god, they're gonna be fucking cracking home runs.
Dude, that's it's kind of nasty. But you also have to pay defense in baseball as well. But not when you knock a ball 500 fucking yards. I understand that, but yes, it'll make the Yankees very dangerous. I 100% agree, and that's not because we don't like Juan Soto. We don't, because he doesn't play.
I love him. He's one of my favorite players. I called him like being as good as he is a long time ago when he was here and Bryce Harper and everybody was like, oh, Bryce is gonna go, blah blah blah. I was like, fuck Bryce Harper. We got Juan Soto. Guess what? Bryce Harper left. Fucking the next year, the Nats won the World Series with Juan Soto.
He had to be so mad, dude.
I know he was,
dude. He had to.
And now he's even more pissed now. Like that's why he loves Philly so much now, because like he's gotten so close with them like twice now. Well, one year he actually made it, and this year they kind of fell a little bit short. But my goal. Okay, so I will admit I get a little bit emotional when it comes. My emotions get a little wrapped up, and that's just because I hate Bryce Harper so much.
That's all right.
I hated him when he was here.
Jared is human, folks.
I hated him when he was here just because of the attitude he had. He was a Cowboys fan. He was blatant. That was when I was into the fucking Redskins or whatever you want to call them.
No,
these
they're
days.
the Washington Redskins.
And then when he left, it was like, oh, you claim to be all about fucking the city, but now you're fucking rolling out. And then you go there, you sign a 13-year deal, motherfucker. I hope you never win a World Series. That's just how I feel about it.
No, and you know what's crazy? Dude, the World Series, and I know we've talked about the harder championships to win on the podcast. The World Series definitely being up there.
MLB championship is the hardest.
Yeah.
Well, hockey too. Hockey's probably harder than baseball.
Yeah, I really think the Stanley Cup is the hardest trophy to win, dude.
Because you're physical every night.
Every night, like bang bang,
yeah,
like
and then
some padding,
and then sliding into fucking walls and having skill to fucking and then hopefully the luck of the fucking net goes your way or the puck, whatever, you know what I'm saying. So that's definitely the hardest to get, I think.
Yeah, no, and I agree. But you know, when you get that close twice, and especially within that small window of time that they have, going back again is really tough, dude. Especially after two devastating, you know, getting there and losing is one thing, and then almost getting there again, like, hey, we're gonna get it back, and it's got to have some sort of fracture. It has
a little bit, but that's why they end up changing players out. I don't know what you said what the Dodgers did, but they were going a lot, not just to the, but they also pulled it off a few times. I remember they knocked the Nats out of the playoffs a couple of times just to get to, and then ended up going to the World Series. Maybe they won, maybe they didn't win, but they won a couple. I don't count the COVID years because that was a short season, and
I don't think anybody really counts that. I mean, even for
in the record books, it definitely counts.
I mean, it counts, but I'm saying as a fan, like, you know, that time was very odd. You know, people not in stands and just the way everything was constructed for just all major sports, not just the MLB. But it's like when the NBA was in the bubble. You know, that was just, that out of everything was weird, the weirdest thing to me.
That one, yeah.
people not in the stands for a baseball game. Okay, maybe it's raining outside. Maybe a lot of people don't show up. Same thing with football.
The Lakers won that one, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, and
then to be so shitty the next year, that's a weird one.
Well, I mean, I think repeating in any sport is hard, but
I get it,
but falling off completely
Yeah.
is another thing, and I do agree with that. I mean, you should still have that championship momentum mentality, and then you just kind of collapse on yourself and blah blah.
Well,
blah.
players leave, coaches leave.
And changing of the guard is always necessary at some point in time, no matter what.
I'll be honest. I think if Barry Trotz had stayed here
I will never get
the
over
year
that, dude.
after they won the Stanley Cup, I think they would have won another one the next year.
And I'll tell you, man, you're talking about being passionate about stuff. I'm passionate about, obviously the Steelers. And dude, I love DC sports. I really do. Them letting go of Barry Trotz after winning the Stanley Cup is the most Washington the whole.
I don't think they really had a choice in that one, though. I think he was ready to go.
I mean, if he was, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
but
I'm pretty sure there was interviews with him, and the same thing with like you were saying with most of these teams. But most of these teams are owned by the same people.
Yeah,
they're not willing to shell out the money like say a Yankee team would.
Good Lord,
You know what I'm saying?
dude. The money that baseball has is
It's
asinine.
crazy.
It's
all deferred nowadays. Like,
Well, which
what's
is,
his name? I forgot his name. Ohani.
I believe it's pronounced Ahhhh. I believe you're right.
He just signed a $700 million deal. I don't even remember. That's more. And like fucking remember when Bryce Harper was fighting for that shit? That was like one of the biggest deals. And now this motherfucker's got $700 million.
$700
million.
dollars.
And then somewhere I read that he's only going to get $2 million a year because a lot of it's deferred. So he's going to get that after he retires. He's going to be getting paid for life.
I think
millions of dollars.
If I think I remember correctly, it was like 2034 and onwards with a lot of that deferred money, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude. $700 million is.
I mean, he's
nuts.
I don't want to say he's worth it. I don't want to say he's not worth it either. But like the fact that he can play anywhere is the biggest asset for him. Like you can put that dude anywhere on the field, and he's gonna fucking still do good.
And that just shows his ability as an athlete. I think with any sport, even if say you play on national television, right, and you get say we're talking football, and you got your wide receiver, but he played quarterback in college.
Well, most of those guys do that. When they usually by the time they get to the NFL, the coaches have seen or the scouts have seen. Okay, we don't think he's going to be good at this position, but he's got the right body type and the right speed to be at this position. And perhaps if it really hits the fan, we can put him at quarterback. So that's like you're like the fourth string quarterback on the team at that point, or third, however it works. But that happens a lot.
This season, at least in football, dude, the backup quarterbacks is like the major story of the league, dude.
Well, I'm just talking about people changing positions. They may play one position their entire high school career, or even when they were peewees, and then high school, and then college they played one position, and then perfect example, you were wide receiver your whole time through all this time, but you're fast as fuck. So guess what? You can't catch as well as some of the other guys at that level.
Yeah.
So we're going to put you to corner.
Yeah.
Because you don't really have to catch at corner. You just got to be able to keep up with the guy who's running.
And just don't get too handsy with it, and then just make a play on the ball. Yeah. Like, no, but I think that's good, too, being versatile in your field of profession, because I think that makes you that much of a better player because you understand almost every aspect of the game.
Yeah.
And just how to read things and understand things and just, just everything abroad with that. But what I was, since we're like on the subject, and we can be brief about it if you'd like, they give these gigantic contracts to people now. And sometimes they give them to them prematurely. And I don't know if, I personally don't like that.
What do you mean prematurely?
So, I think the first thing that comes to my head just immediately, just because I was watching football, I look at the New York Giants, and I'm not even throwing any shade. They've won more Super Bowls.
That's cool.
Yeah. So they paid Daniel Jones an ass load of money. Or I can even use the Browns as with Deshaun Watson. They just give these people just boatloads of money, and then they're not on the field. They end up not producing. And even if they are not on the team, these franchises still end up paying these people big bucks, hurting their cap space and all this other stuff. So I've just always been in the mindset that, you can make a good living. But, dude, some of this money that they're giving people is just asinine to me. Like,
well, I agree, but I don't agree.
Yeah.
You have to remember, these people have, especially at the highest level, they've had scouts looking at them since they were fucking freshmen in high school.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it might be one or two from some college or whatever, but they've had people look for, and these people build portfolios on these people throughout this time. Not just about their playing. You can ask Deion Sanders. He said it. He'll say, like, he doesn't want to pick, and it's kind of hit close home to me, but he wouldn't want to pick a player that comes from a single parent home, because he just feels that people who have come out of homes that have both parents in there they just make for better players. They're more balanced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and he's not.
Hold on.
Let
me finish. But then you have to think about the fact that because they have this reputation, they're getting paid more on the potential that they could do, and the fact that the market is changing. So every time fucking a Russell Wilson gets paid $300 million to go to fucking. Where the fuck did he go?
He's
Denver?
in Denver. And there.
But he went to, didn't he go to somewhere before that?
No.
Oh, okay. So he went from Seattle. No, he signed the deal with Seattle. Did okay. Then still, when they sent him to Denver, he did shitty, but he's still getting paid that money that he got paid. So, like, that's already guaranteed money. That's what the contracts are for.
Yeah, and I'm all for that. But I think just from, I wouldn't even say like a fan perspective. I just mean like a general consensus. It's like, hey, you have one really hot season, right? And it's like, you know what? We're going to give you half of our money. I think sometimes these things are, well, not that these people don't deserve to get paid big bucks. I mean, they're professionals at the end of the day. I think some of the dollar amount is a little unwarranted, just off of one season alone.
You got to think about inflation, man.
Oh, well, dude, I do.
It sounds crazy to us because we come from days when, like, $20 million was a fucking lot of money.
Oh, dude, you'd rule the world with $20 million back in the day.
Like, I remember, like, as a kid thinking, oh, if I had $1 million, I'd be rich. I'd be set for life. That didn't last long. That lasted probably till I was in my early 20s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After that, then it's like, you're not taken care of for your life, but you're okay. You could probably live off the interest, but you're not living a fucking lavish life off the interest of $1 million.
No, I got you. And it's funny you bring that up, is that in recent weeks, as we obviously get closer to Christmas and happy holidays from us to everybody, there was a couple posts I saw.
Oh, as I like to say, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, because we're American.
No, it's not just because of that.
Well, it's celebrated all over the world, but we're American. Yeah. But there were a couple of posts about Home Alone and the grocery bags.
Oh, you mean
Kevin McAllister?
You mean Macaulay Culkin? Oh,
yeah. Make sure Michael Jackson's not touching his star. You know what I mean?
Okay, this motherfucker.
Anyway, but
flattery is great, but don't fuck my joke up ever again.
It's the holidays. I'm trying to do something.
Okay.
All right. You're not going to get much of it from me, folks, at least. But all the bags at the beginning of the movie, when he's carrying them home, he's got a handful of bags. He spent like less than $20 on that, just under $20. Nowadays, and they did the math, the same bags that he carried home were equivalent to 80, close to $100.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you, and then you look at their house, And it's
that fucking house was ridiculous,
dude, you're talking about, this shit had 2 front doors.
That's probably a fucking nowadays that house. Actually, back then, even that house was still big for like even like those times. So that I would say,
I agree.
That's probably still even then probably a $1.5 million house. Which now it's probably like a $4 or $5 million house, if not more.
It's crazy, but you're right. Yeah. I 100% agree, and I know that.
What up, Epic? You're late, but so are we because of RJ. But just carry on.
I texted him earlier. I just said, hey. I just want to make you aware of what's going on. And since he's joined us, he actually, when I messaged him that we would be starting later this evening for my own selfish reasons, he said, hey, I'm watching this show that you guys said to watch, Blue Eye Samurai. He said, I can't get into it. He said, I'm on like the 6th episode. And I was like, really? I said, well, maybe it's not your thing.
What the fuck?
And so maybe 25 minutes goes by. He texts me back and he said, oh, shit. And he was like, maybe I just didn't wait long enough.
He wasn't paying attention. That's what he was.
Or something. But he said, this is fucking awesome. And then I proceeded to do the very Jared Lee comedy type of thing.
You could just say my name. You don't have to say Jared Lee comedy.
Well, I basically was kind of driving.
I agree. You can follow me on Instagram, Jared Lee comedy.
Jared Lee comedy. Check it out, folks. And I just kind of was at the light, like slowing down at the light when he messaged me, and I kind of looked at it, and I was like, oh. And then I thought of you, and I just had a very proud moment, and I just put my fist up, dude. I did.
What was the proud moment?
Oh, nothing.
That we did some good for the world? Is that what you're saying?
I was very happy. The holidays are here, and I was like, we're giving back to somebody, you know?
Bro, I don't know how he didn't fucking like it from the beginning, but that's maybe not the first episode, but definitely.
Well, I also think that, you know.
Shout out to Epic on the 10 gifted, by the way. I'm going to pause these.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. And shout out to Ghost Ships. Nothing like the holidays with a good old hammer.
He hasn't hit. He might have hit you in a second.
Nah, don't worry. I'm waiting for it. I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking about the podcast. I was thinking about the show and everything that we've done this year and how we're moving forward. And I just want to say personally that I'm very honored that I am the butt of the joke of somebody's life because it's very special to them. And if I have to be a clown about it the rest of my life, I will do that. I will do that.
I don't think it's so much. It's not. It is kind of clowny. I mean, again, this is entertainment, and I think people they understand it as that. There are going to be people throughout time who are going to be like, "Oh, that guy is really fucking. What is wrong with him?"
Yeah.
But people who actually know you know better, so you got to figure out how to separate yourself from.
Oh, and I do say that in good fun. But if it's something that I have to kind of honor the rest of my life, I'm more than happy to do that.
Oh, well, you'll be honoring a lot of it.
That's kind of the theme around here. You know, it's okay. But I'm very happy to be whacked by your hammer. But before I dig myself into another hole.
I need a pause button on this motherfucker.
Yeah.
God damn.
Before I just make everything very dark and weird around here. But I know Home Alone's your favorite Christmas movie, and of all time. And I know you posted something earlier in the week about not only potentially the greatest Christmas movie of all time, and Die Hard, you know, and I say that loosely.
My eyes did. That's why I put that emoji there.
Yeah, but you made a very good point about trading places.
Yep,
and I was taking a shit when I was reading your post. I'm not going to lie. I was taking a dump. I was getting my Morden poop in.
That's the best place you can take it.
I mean, I was getting up. I was stretching. I felt the log coming along, and I was just like, oh, let me sit. Let me do my morning reading. And one of the first things I saw was your post about, hey, if everybody's going to complain about Die Hard being a Christmas movie, what about Trading Places? And you know what, Jared? I think you're right.
Oh, I know I'm right.
I think you're right, man.
I can't change this.
And the more I thought about it as I was sitting there, straining, banging my fence against the wall with veins bulging out of my head, that movie doesn't get the credit it deserves.
I think because it's an older movie.
That I understand, but at the same time, I think we praise a lot of older movies too. Like if not
like
as
It's
older,
a Wonderful Life. These motherfuckers always.
You know what? I mean, I like the feel good movies like that. They're not my type of movies. I'm all for it. Like Miracle on 34th Street or something like that.
I like those. Oh shit! I keep hitting the wrong fucking button. I like those. And they're good old classics, but they're not better than say Home Alone or even. Although the argument that I was having with somebody the other night is the Trading Places, and I didn't get to read all the comments, but someone said that even though it's not a Christmas-themed movie, doesn't mean it's not a Christmas movie, which in my head, a Christmas-themed movie would be something where there's Christmas shit all throughout it.
Yeah,
and themed. I get it. It was shot during Christmas time, but it's still the theme of, like, if you got Dan Aykroyd drunk stuffing fucking meat down his fucking Santa Claus suit, I think that's pretty much fucking Christmas themed.
I think that is probably the most holiday spirit you can get into.
Yeah, he drunk during the holidays, went to a fucking holiday party, and he was pissed off because his woman left him.
Yeah,
and he lost all his money. And now he's got to do fucking some wild shit. So he goes to this fucking party to say fuck everybody, and it's during Christmas time.
Yeah. And he's stuffing that turkey down his pants, dude.
Yeah, it was ham, too.
Oh, it was ham. Nothing like a good honey-baked ham. Ooh, that sounds good.
I'm going to have to watch that movie tonight.
I
think I started watching it the other night. Oh, and Jamie Lee Curtis looks very good. She has a red outfit on, too, a Santa Claus outfit.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So you're right. Even if the movie isn't Christmas-themed per se, there are signs.
One of the opening scenes in that movie is when the two cops are trying, and Eddie's doing the little griff where he's like on his knees and he's walking. Oh, I'm blind, I can't see, and trying to get money from people. If you look at his fucking sign that he has on his chest, it says like money for please help, and then it says at the bottom, and he's got Christmas lights around it, and then it says Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
If that doesn't get more fucking Christmassy or Christmas themed, then I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I agree. And what I was going to say, Jamie Lee Curtis looks good all the time, even when she's old. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
True Lies.
Yeah. Oh, dude, when I was a kid.
I was an adolescent during that time.
Yeah. So, like,
imagine being in a rated R movie as a fucking 12, 13-year-old.
With your, like, one of your first raging boners.
Oh, no, 100%. 100%. And you know, the crazy part, I had to go to those type of movies with my mom, obviously, because it was rated R.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? And then a lot of times, I
thought it would be weird with me and my dad, but going with your mom.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
Like, I'm trying to find my way through the world as a man, and then this comes on TV. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, just walking around with a tent in your pants and shit. You know, it's all good. No, but there was life before, like, you know, porn on the internet. You know, the sexiness we saw was on the big screen, or
I think it
in Victoria's Secret catalogs.
It gave yeah, and Sports Illustrated.
It's so sad that we all know
Sports Illustrated too.
I was a big fan of Maxim, even though my dad didn't.
Yeah, Maxim was later for me. For me, Sports Illustrated. Well, the reason I got Sports Illustrated, I was huge into sports, way more than I am, because I played them growing up, but like mostly basketball and football. And so I was a big fan of sports. So I got a Sports Illustrated subscription mainly because I wanted there was this football telephone that they were giving away.
Oh, those were cool, dude.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about too.
And this is during the time where I was starting to get girls calling the house and stuff. So
yeah.
I need my own phone in the house. You know what I'm saying? This is landlines for all you fucking Zoomers out there.
Dude, nothing like a good landline,
yeah.
brother.
And so even though my mom could pick it up and hear what the fuck I'm saying, it's like it's still in my room. It's still a private conversation that I can have. You know what I'm saying? So that was fucking cool.
And I'm glad you brought that up, man, because when I was, of age, we had two phones in the house. We had the one in the kitchen hanging on the wall, the main landline. But for all you non-fancy people out there, we had the wireless phone back then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We had those later.
And so the wireless phone was my my sneaky thing to do. You know what I mean? You know, if I talk to a girl on the phone, it's like, oh, I don't have to stand in the kitchen because I'd have to stand in the kitchen.
Well, that's why I had my own personal phone in my room.
Yeah. So, and then you had the football shit. Dude, you probably felt like Deion Sanders, Randy Moss wrapped into one.
No, that motherfucker used to get hot. I'd be talking for a minute, and I'm like,
probably not a good quality phone.
It's like, no, it wasn't. It was a free phone. So, but it had like rubber on it, so it felt like a little miniature football. And then you fucking open it up, and let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, pull it up. Where you picked it up around the stitching and all that stuff.
No, it's in the middle.
Oh, it was in the middle. Okay. But while Jared's looking that up, so I had my
you pick it up. Yeah, okay. I don't know what I thought you meant where it got split.
While Jared's looking up the phone, so the wireless phone in my house was like the go-to thing. And I remember memorizing numbers in my youth, then I can't even remember 911 as I get older. Dude, look at that thing. Dude, talk about a piece of 90s history, dude. Like,
hold on,
we need to bring this back. I'm buying you one for Christmas.
I don't want this. I just told you, I don't even have a landline. Why the fuck would I want this?
I don't know. Novelty, collection. I don't know. Maybe
it's probably somewhere in my house.
Dude, throw it downfield. Maybe somebody will catch it.
My mom's house, I should say.
Oh, so we've got the old school football telephone on the podcast, and are those bras on the one next to it? Those
no,
look like
man,
bras.
it's just the open phone. God damn, RJ, you fucking.
They look
perv.
like bras. No, they're not. I'm not a perv. And
it's the same phone.
Oh, dude, they look so purple from far away.
You're weird.
It looks like two bras.
Anyway, that's what it looks like opened up. So you open it up and you're talking to it. And little landline.
Oh, dude, super badass. Dude, you felt like you won the Super Bowl every night picking that thing up.
Oh yeah, especially when the girl called you, like, yeah, I'm on my football phone, girl.
Dude, and that was a super big flex back in the day for all you generational people out there.
Yeah, not many people had Sports Illustrated subscriptions. I don't know why my mom let me get it, and I mainly wanted it for the fucking. For the Sports Illustrated, not the swimsuit edition, which comes out every February.
Oh man, love me.
See how I still know that?
Yeah, see, I love me some Naomi Campbell. I'll tell you. What I was gonna say,
Kathy Ireland, sir.
Oh yes, that's a very good one too. Mm-hmm. Anyway, before we get weird, we're
already there.
But think about it, dude. Like the level of sexuality has just gone up like 80,000%.
The accessibility, just like anything else these days, the accessibility of everything is just a lot easier.
And I remember, dude, I used to go to my dad's job, and you go into some manager's office, and they had the work calendar up that has like
the chicks on it.
Yeah, the chicks on it, like holding their.
You can't
boobs
do that anymore.
Yeah, they're holding their boobs on the beach with sand on their hands and on their butt cheeks.
He was also he was a blue collar worker, right?
Yeah.
So that's different.
Yeah, and which is fine. No, yeah, you definitely cannot do that in a professional office.
You
setting.
can't. No, the corporate office, you can't do it. Well, unless you were like in the C-suite.
Yeah,
like where nobody's coming to your office except for other C-suiters.
Yeah. So, but I remember going into the offices and seeing those things, and just the little bits of, I guess, nudity that we were exposed to as younger people. And now, if I want to just look up somebody doing anything, I can just find it. And
Bro, my Facebook feed is crazy right now.
I also wanted to talk about that. I'm so glad this is happening the way it should.
My shit is crazy right now. I'm getting so many celebrity pictures, and it's all the chicks that I fucking dig. And it's like, how did you know this? Hillary Duff pictures come up on the regular.
Dude, Hillary Duff. Oh, dude, I would unwrap her muffin. Oh, man, dude.
Her muffin?
And dude,
oh, here comes Ghost Ships with the hammer. Gotcha.
Yeah. Right off of Guardian.
Son
of a bitch.
Yeah, so Hillary Duff.
She's so funny.
Anna de Armas. Who else comes up on a regular?
We were talking about.
I can look it up.
So I don't know if you remember this, but a couple weeks ago we were talking about a certain program that you had watched that I had unfortunately found hilarious.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what you're talking about because you didn't say it.
Well, I can't remember the name. It was that show with the challenged people that were looking for love.
Love on the Spectrum. I don't know why that's so funny, but okay.
Oh my God. So since that show has occurred,
you've been watching it?
No. Because,
it's been popping up in your shit?
I feel like what has been popping up on my feed is actually worse. And this is so weird. I didn't even know this was a thing until we talked about it.
Yeah, Tiffany Amber Thiessen keeps coming up.
Oh, so maybe a day or so after we had our podcast, I'm scrolling through Facebook, and do you know what comes up on my Facebook feed?
What?
Girl in a nice bikini, pretty good looking, nice shape. She's missing both of her arms. Missing both of her arms.
I didn't mean to laugh.
I know.
It's just the fact that.
So I was like, what is this? For a second, I thought.
Did you click on it?
I did not.
Oh, because that's going to make it worse.
I knew that, but
Okay.
I was kind of concerned that it was there in the first place. Because, one, I've never looked up hot amputees in any way, shape, or form.
Maybe it's just a coincidence. Sometimes that happens. Because I was thinking something the other day. I had never searched it anywhere, and it popped up immediately.
The government's reading our brains.
Nah.
We're in a simulation. This is the Matrix.
Well, that could be possible.
I guess you would be Neo. Can I be Tank? Tank was cool. I like Tank.
Didn't Tank die?
Oh, yeah. Well, if I die, at least you'll remember me.
Neo lives. That's all that matters. Or I could be Morpheus.
Yeah. Okay. So you can be Morpheus and I can be Neo. And that's,
no, you're not Neo.
so
You're Mouse.
I'm not fucking Mouse. Fuck you. All right. Anyway, and I like his character too. But
What up, Hollywood?
I'm scrolling more and I'm like, oh my God, this woman has lost both of her arms and she's in a thong and it's erotic. And
I would have scrolled right past that.
I did. And I was like, what's happening? And that's when I texted you. I was like, bro, since this conversation.
You texted me?
I did. This was like 2 weeks ago, though.
Oh.
Or however many weeks this podcast
I don't remember yesterday.
It's kind of a shame because normally I do. I kind of do. But it's been a couple weeks since this has happened.
Oh.
And throughout the course of several days, it kept flooding my Facebook feed.
The same person?
No, the same style of photo of somebody who has, unfortunately, an ailment.
Oh, you know what? I just thought about something. You do have your microphone on your phone. Because I don't use Siri. You use Siri all the time.
I use it for work.
I know.
And
Well,
you
my
butt-
point is,
yeah.
that means it's on every time. If it's waiting to hear the fucking wake word, then it means the microphone's on. So it's recording your shit.
Hey Siri,
Oh my God, we're gonna do this right now.
I want some big booty bitches
Oh, you're
for Jared.
no, don't fucking do that.
Merry Christmas, brother. All right, so don't worry. I asked the internet, and the internet will deliver because
No, it's gonna know better. It's gonna know it goes all to you.
I guess I wasn't specific enough. Oh,
No, shut up.
Yeah. Anyway, but anyway, my point is for a good 3 days, just scrolling randomly, see a post from you, see a post from a friend, and then just in the middle of all of it is somebody who's missing a leg, missing an arm, if not both, wearing provocative clothing, and I didn't know what to do.
Hey, guess what? He keeps saying it because he wants more of it on his fucking feed. So send him things and
Please do not send me amputees and thongs.
You just use the key words. You're getting them now.
If it happens tonight, I'm screenshotting.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
I'm sending.
Don't screenshot that. I don't want that fucking algorithm or that fucking metadata in my fucking phone. Because that's a thing too, right?
It doesn't. Nothing really surprises.
You know what
me.
metadata is?
Well, I know what meta is. Metadata, which what I would think is the most concurrent data and the most popular data at the time, if that's what you were going to.
Metadata, like when it comes to like taking pictures with your phone,
Okay.
it's all the information that it takes about like your location, the time, what fucking shutter speed you had, like you can like look it up. Now you can turn that stuff off in your phone or in your pictures, but every time you take a picture, it can record your GPS location. I forgot all the exact stuff, but your GPS location is one big one. Time, date stamp, probably the website, and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, that's another thing. People don't take that into. They just start taking pictures and they don't realize there's in their privacy and security stuff. You don't turn that shit off, mad data is collected from that shit.
That's that doesn't surprise me, but at the same time, that kind of sucks too, dude. Like, can we really do anything anymore without feeling like
I
somebody
think
breathing down our neck?
Well, the original idea of it, I don't think was to be menacing or malicious. I think it just has gotten that way over time, the way technology has advanced. Now, supposedly they're not supposed to use that information, but that's not to say companies like that was one of the big things with TikTok is all the data they collect, and they get data from those videos. That you get fucking metadata from that. You get metadata from images. Now I'm sure you get images from sounds and shit too. But and let's not forget facial recognition.
Yeah, that's something I personally don't use. That is something I'm actually kind of.
You think you don't use it? Facebook uses it all the time. Every time you post a picture on there, that shit fucking analyzes faces. You don't see it doing it.
No.
But it does.
Which I'm sure happens on the back end, which doesn't surprise me, which sounds actually in terms of.
Remember back, it was maybe a couple years ago, you would if you took a picture and put it on Facebook, it would have each person's, it would identify people.
Yeah, I do.
And you didn't tag them in it?
Yes.
That's facial recognition.
It's funny, you can look people up on Google, like in LinkedIn, and all this. Like, if me and you were to type our full names in, there is a profile on Google about vaguely, very vaguely.
Mine's hard to catch. I've tried to look it up before. I have a very common name, so it's hard to pull mine up. But I'm like buried on like page fucking 3 or some shit.
That's good because nobody likes scrolling it.
In a way, but not when I'm trying to make it in comedy. It's not good. Like I need that shit to be at the top.
Yeah, well
but for the right reasons, not like no P. Diddy type shit.
No, dude, and just like I said a couple weeks ago when we talked about it, dude, he's like the only guy on his label that's not dead, or going through some just tumultuous bullshit.
Oh, he's going through tumultuous bullshit right now.
Well, karma is a real thing, and it's something I highly, highly believe in. But again, that was kind of popping up on my feed, and I was like, ugh. So what I have, I know we are kind of a week or so away from the new year, but I have 2 things for you, Jared.
Oh my God,
two good things.
I literally just typed this on Twitter the other day, but go ahead. You know what I put on Twitter the other day? I put on there, I said, I hate getting gifts anytime. Like, I just don't, it makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, maybe, and somebody brought up a good point. They were like, maybe because this is how they feel. It's like, maybe it's because when you gifts, you're not going to give the reaction to a person that you think they should get. And I've gotten in trouble for this before. Like, somebody gave me a gift and they were like, you didn't act like you were enthusiastic about it. I was like, I mean,
do you think, well, that's actually a really good question, because I think as I get older, I'm starting to feel the same way to a degree, depending obviously on what it may be. But do you think that is us just getting older and understanding people, or do you think that's us just being, quote unquote, kind of like grumpy old men?
I wouldn't say grumpy old man. I don't think that I'm getting grumpier. I don't tolerate a lot of things, and I think that's what happens. I think what happens is younger people take an older person's demeanor to be grumpy.
Yeah.
But it's like, at this point, bro, there's only a certain amount of shit that I'm going to take, and I'm not taking no shit because I've taken all the shit that I can.
Yeah, you live and you learn. It's a process. I agree.
So, like, young people, they don't understand that, like, oh, he has boundaries. Let me not cross these boundaries.
Oh,
it's like if you watch a dog, like, say a big dog and a little dog, and the big dog's just chilling, and the little dog's over there tapping his ass.
Yeah.
And he fucking barks him off, and then the little dog like backs up, like, oh shit, oh my bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the same thing. It's like, yo, chill the fuck out. This is not the time to be playing around. Get the fuck off my lawn.
Yeah.
I put hard work into this lawn, and you gotta fucking just be all over my shit. Like, come on, bro. You know know what I'm saying?
No, and that's a very fair point that I agree with.
Hitting the analogies again this week.
Yeah. Well, it's I mean, why not, dude? We've got the holidays coming. I mean, Santa Claus is coming to town here soon. And so the two things I wanted to bring to you, Jared, is first, the new year is coming. And I feel as a person, you know, with the podcast and all this, I feel it's time for us to kind of shake things up just a little bit.
Hold on, what?
Yeah, I think we're about to shake things up.
What do you mean?
I am going to Texas with you in January. And
I haven't even bought my shit yet. You're actually going to go?
yes, I'm going to go to Texas with you in
That'll
January.
make the fucking hotel a lot cheaper.
I also have to find some money to go there. But right now,
What do you mean somebody to go there? What do you mean?
No, I said some money to go there.
Well,
yeah.
find it quick because the longer you wait, the more expensive the plane ticket's going to get.
And the more and more I think about it, the more and more I think about my life in the last couple of years. I think. I was like, well,
You want to do more shit now, huh?
Jared, the Mad Scientist Lab may be moving to Texas.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah, the Mads, and I am drunk right now.
Yeah,
folks.
I was going to say, say that when you're sober.
Don't worry. When I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? You know, when you send that risky text.
No, I've told a few people I'm definitely considering it. I have to work out some things here at home, as they say, before I can officially do that. But that's why my plan right now is to go every 3 to 4 months. Kind of not just get the lay of the land, but kind of build a network.
Yeah.
Before I make the fucking plunge.
Yeah. So this is just something that has kind of been resonating in my brain for a while now. And
you don't have to deal with this cold shit anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot, and I'm not going to overindulge in it right now because I am just kind of speaking off of emotion.
Yeah.
But
that was, I'll tell you, that was a fucking bomb drop to me. I wasn't expecting that.
No, it's the holidays, man. I want to make sure, dude, you're my brother, you're my friend, you're not just my co-host, and we're getting, to a point in our lives where the same things aren't really doing it for us anymore.
Oh, that's 100%.
And to be brief, the one thing my dad taught me is like, hey, man, don't settle for less. Don't be me. Don't be stuck behind a desk. Don't be this. Don't make money and be miserable.
I agree with that.
And I'm getting to an age to where I still have a very brief window of time to potentially do something that genuinely makes me happy where I don't consider it work. And I've been training somebody at work this week, and they're younger than me, and that's something I personally feel that I'm good at, is guiding the youth. I really do. I know that sounds really random and weird, but I've done that for a lot of years, and I'm very proud of that.
All right, let's talk. I hear you, but before we get too deep into that, let's talk about this at a different time off air.
Of course.
Because I mean, that was one thing for me that was weighing on me as far as like this whole thing goes.
Yeah.
I think it would be ashamed to lose this, especially because we've been doing it for so long.
Yeah. No, and
the business that I'm going into, which again, I want that to be my career.
No.
Where like I don't have to fucking clock in and clock out and let somebody know where I'm at. Like I'm, and still, especially if I get to the point where I'm on the road, I can fucking fly home and fucking hopefully get some spot somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I actually had a very brief discussion with my mother about this, who is obviously my rock. And I said, hey, you know what? All other nonsense aside, I said, you know what? This might be good for everybody. Myself included. And it's different. It's definitely throwing caution to the wind. But what I don't like personally, and I might display it a lot here on the show, but you guys don't see me obviously off camera unless you know me personally. I don't like complacency. I have learned to, because what happens is when you get complacent, you get stagnant and you dry out and you die. And
comfortable is the death of all dreams.
Yeah, and as much as we might not like saying it, the person that quoted that is Will Smith.
Was that him?
Yeah, that's Will Smith.
I thought I had fucking paraphrased it.
No, well, he basically said something very similar. But it's something that I'm very, very highly considering, not just for the sake of it, just, hey, man.
No, I know. Bro, trust me. Trust me. I'm in the same place that you are on it. My thing is, like, I wish I had started doing comedy when I was much, much younger, when I knew I wanted to do it. But again, as you're growing up, you sometimes you allow other outside influences discourage you from doing what you're passionate about.
No, and I think that applies to everybody. You know,
that's what I'm saying. I'm just giving my side of what you're saying. And I think, again, like you're saying, I'm at the age where it's like, I feel like I can do this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I can't do that in this current situation in this area because it would take far too long to get better at the age that I'm at.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said that. And I'm going to lead that into something before I say that, you know what, man? You know, this is the Mad Scientist Lab podcast. And sometimes we have to say, fuck it. But I basically told my mom, I said, hey, you know what? Go down there for a year. See what happens.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like 3 years.
Yeah, no, go down there for a year, feel it out, come home for the holidays. And I just need to, I'm a very smart guy, man. And I just need to, and I have a very intelligent mind, I do. I just need to crack
That's
my
what
brain.
being very smart is.
Yeah. I'm drunk.
I know. That's what I'm trying to steer you in the right direction.
But I just need to crack my head open just a little bit.
I know, and I think I don't know, and I don't know what people are gonna think. But by the way, Londa, I don't think he is. But it's not so. Londa's asking if you're gonna be doing stand up comedy too. Probably not.
Probably not. But never say never.
But again, comedy, in the sense that I think me and him are actually talking about, is like all encompassing. Because there'll be other opportunities to like record skits down there. There'll be other comedians who will be down to record skits. And again, we're not saying none of this is permanent and written in stone yet. But this is just what is going through our minds at this moment. I'm surprised that RJ even came across with that. But for me, again, this podcast, because we've been doing it so long, by us moving it down, it'll give us, again, opportunities to have other comedians on.
Dude, I think it would open a whole new world.
We might get we might come up on like walking on the fucking by the water. We might come up.
We might run into fucking CD Lamb or Dak Prescott.
Or
I'm not trying
that's
to.
Dallas, bro.
Yeah, I know, but you never know. They might be on a trip.
No. You're more likely to run into somebody like Lex Friedman. Possibly Elon Musk. He's in Austin all the time. Ron White, a famous comedian.
Yeah,
he's always at the mothership though. All these people are down there. Now, to say they're going to do this show, no. But there's other lower level comedians that would be down to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because they probably don't even have an established show that's 200 some episodes in. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying.
No, and that's good. But it is something that I know you're not big on gifts, man, and I know you. You're
that's
my
not
friend.
a gift. That's not a gift to me.
What I know, that I understand.
Oh,
but the way I look at it is like, you know what? It's me giving us some life, and that is the gift that I can give best. Is the gift of friendship, my friend.
And see, that's better than giving somebody fucking socks and shit. Like,
yeah, and folks,
I appreciate that. Where's the fucking applause on that one?
Yeah, here, let's do that. Let's give Jared an applause.
No, not me, motherfucker.
Me. Yeah, sorry.
That's a long one, so.
Yeah, that is a very long.
It's a standing ovation, bitch.
It's a standing ovation. So therefore, I am giving you your Christmas gift, Jared.
I just fucking told this guy.
I know. So that is yours. Merry Christmas.
What the fuck is this?
It's nothing much.
I just told him.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy. I promise.
Not clear. It's probably, what is it, a tampon?
No.
What the fuck is this?
Just open it up.
I don't want this.
Yeah, you do. You do want
No,
that.
I don't.
Yeah, that's yours.
No.
That's yours. You take that.
Nope.
No, so Jared will take that gift. That is not.
For what is this for?
That's not from me.
Okay.
That is from Mom and Michelle.
Oh,
so
shit.
yeah. Because they were like, hey, did you get anything, Jared, for Christmas? I was like, he's lucky to be my friend. And they were like, oh, don't be a dick. And I was like, well, he's an asshole. And then they were like, oh, a good butt fucking. And then they were like,
Jesus
yeah.
I hope they didn't say that.
They said.
No, I feel bad.
Like,
I don't have anything.
I don't care, dude. I don't want anything from you. No, but you know how I embrace the holidays and how I'm overly festive with certain things. So, dude, please accept that.
No, it's not a chicken wrap. It's cash, man.
Yeah, no, dude. A chicken wrap actually sounds really hot right now, dude. So, since we're talking about chicken wraps, I don't know why McDonald's hasn't brought the snack wrap back yet.
Because McDonald's is changing their whole fucking style up.
Dude,
what's this Cosmos shit?
Yeah, so I saw that. I'm glad you brought that up. It's like
It's
supposed
supposed
to Starbucks of McDonald's.
kind of. They're trying to hit the Zennials, I guess, or not Zennials.
There's a new one?
The Zoomers. No,
Oh,
Zennials are like me. It's like basically a mix of Gen X and the one and millennials.
Yeah.
So Zennials, X lineal.
Yeah.
Because there's older Gen X people than me who don't really get into the technology shit. Like,
yeah.
Zennials is like somewhere in between. It's like a subset of that.
Yeah, like
where we
you
grew
know what
up,
it is, but you don't know what it is.
No, we grew up during a time where there was no internet. Computers barely worked.
Which the world was a much better place.
And then we went outside to play. We weren't playing video games. We played video games, but not all fucking day, and we didn't play online because the only connection that we had to somebody else was either through dial-up or our friends that were in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Which forced you to become friends with people in your neighborhood.
Yeah, you got to be social. You had to be social with Couch Co-op.
And then same thing with cell phones. We didn't have cell phones, but we grew into all that, and we adapted to being able to use it all.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what a Zennial is.
Yeah.
And then you have millennial, straight up millennial, like you, who just pretty much all you knew was internet for the most part.
The internet got big, at least in my household, I want to say when I was maybe like 9 or 10.
Oh, no, it is foil. It's just, they put it in cash.
Believe it or not, I know it's going to sound really tacky and really corny, but that's kind of like my whole Christmas wrapping ordeal. I do that to people. I could have
got a newspaper, but guess what? We don't really have those anymore.
Which is also a very big fucking shame. Seriously, dude, there's nothing. I hate the way journalism has kind of gone overall, just because you see all these articles online about whatever it may be.
Journalism is. I mean, there's some good ones out there, but journalism's trash nowadays.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's like you read a headline. I read an article the other day, and as crazy as it sounds, it was just on something very minor. It was like. It was just like the state of social media and how relationships are. And the fucking article was so poorly written, poorly worded, and it just sucked. And I was reading it, and I'm like, I don't know. I think I finished it just for the sake of it. And I was like, whoever wrote this is probably like 18 years old. And
well, I'll tell you what probably could have happened because I forgot who it was. Some news agency and a couple of them actually have gotten caught. They've been using ChatGPT to write articles,
which is disgusting, dude.
But the reason they do it is because ChatGPT, all they got to do is say, "Hey, write an article on this, and make sure these keywords are in it." Because SEO, search engine optimization, is like a thing.
Yeah,
where you want to have the right keywords, so the fucking search engine will pick up. Through their algorithm, will pick up these certain words and like, okay, and then put them at the top of the search results.
Yeah.
So that's all they're doing, basically. They're just like, hey, I need an article on this, blah, 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 saying this, and use these keywords. And then it'll spit it out. And, of course, they'll probably kind of edit through it. Hopefully they would edit through it instead of just pasting it on a fucking site like MSNBC or some shit. But they still do that. They have been doing that. And so a couple people have gotten caught doing it.
It's just a shit. I don't. It's so funny. I hate to sound like weird about it, but I guess as somebody who used to write like a lot, and I like when we were younger, before all the corruption and all that, I viewed the news as like, or a newspaper or any type of information from the general public. I look at that as a very respectable thing, like how you articulate what you say, how it's presented, all that stuff. And then now everybody's a journalist nowadays. Now and
They're mostly video journalists.
Yeah, and I know it sounds like very odd for me to say that, but for me to take anything, article, news piece, or anything seriously, it has to be done with a level of professionalism. And I feel like,
I agree.
And I just feel like half the crap I read now is by people who are just overly opinionated and biased. There's no...
I can tell you...
And that's what bothers me.
And same here. I don't really read a lot of those articles anymore. I don't even go to CNN because it's like, first of all, they're already biased to whatever they're gonna do. All the mainstream, and I'm gonna sound real fucking Trumpy or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but all mainstream media is fucking biased to one direction.
Yeah.
Or whatever their corporate sponsors say. Hey, we want you to push this.
Yeah.
Not to get political. But I could tell you this, and a lot of people won't agree with it because I got into an argument with somebody a few years ago. This was when Facebook was a little better and it wasn't so
fucking filled with the
pushing bullshit.
Yeah, dude.
Somebody was like, "Well, where do you get your news from?" Because it was the same similar conversation about like how mainstream media, but even back then it was, it wasn't telling the full story.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And they were like, "Well, where do you get your news from?" I'm like, it's usually Facebook or social media. Oh, social media is the worst place you can get. Okay, first of all, maybe, but guess what? I can still then, once I get this piece of information, I can go and do my own research. That sounds, again, Trumpish, but I can still disseminate close enough to the truth.
Yeah, of course.
The real truth. You know what I'm saying?
You take your time, you pick things apart.
Yeah.
And no. And
figure out what the source is, the actual source, and then go through all that. That's just investigative journalism. You know what I'm saying?
And that is important, man. It's so important. Reason being is because, say there's something in the world that's going on that's whatever is catching headlines. You're going to see multiple articles about it, and then a lot of them are going to be biased in one way or another. And then at some point, you're going to run across, at least because of all the fucking just random scrolling and reading I do, you're going to come across an article that's written by somebody you don't know who just writes a good piece. And it's like, you know what? I can respect this. It's done. It's done the right way.
It happens. It's for sure. It does happen.
And so I think that's my biggest take with that stuff, because I was telling my mom, and I might save it for next week, but I'm kind of leaning towards that, is that I am not going to be on any social media for a month. I want to take for me, and I don't post a lot anymore. Yeah. Because you know why I don't post a lot is because no matter what happens, people find the bad in everything. And I am so tired of it, dude. I'm so tired of it.
I get you.
I feel like no matter what I look at, there's something bad attached to it.
I want to get off of it. It's kind of tough to promote shows like that.
Well, I mean, if you're doing that, that's one thing. But I'm just saying
But now cutting down the time that I spend on it is one thing. Like TikTok will suck you in. Although I do get a lot of reasonably good information from TikTok.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is news outlets. So but then usually once you get into that trend, it'll send you something else, and then okay, it's like, oh, okay. So this does kind of make sense, and this is pretty legit. Blah blah blah. You got to discern what's bullshit and what's not. Like sometimes some person will start talking, and as soon as I hear it, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm like, okay, no, next. I don't even want this in my algorithm because whatever is about to come out of your mouth is not the truth.
Yeah, and it's garbage, and I agree. And I just want to personally, and this is a personal thing. I want to push my brain, because
read a book,
and that's what I plan on doing, dude. Like I feel that.
Can I send you some rocket science books?
Sure, dude. Go ahead, dude. I'm really just like the new. I'm not trying to do the whole new year, new me thing, but I think I have finally reached a point. We have done such a successful job this year. We have.
Yeah, you're ready. I'm ready to move next level.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
That's I 100% feel you.
Yeah. So, that means cutting out a lot of the crap that I do and randomly scrolling at night or at work when I'm bored. It's got to stop, because when I do randomly scroll, everything I see is negative.
Oh yeah,
and I'm not saying it's affecting me. It probably is to some degree.
It is on a lower level that you don't realize it is.
Put it this way: I saw a post today, and it was funny, but people post this, and it's the internet. It was like, oh, the tears that I cried in 2023, I hope they lubricate the dick I ride on in 2024.
Oh my God.
And I'm reading it.
So you're just going to go into a fucking more destructive behavior.
Yeah.
Like what?
And so I'm sure the person meant it as a joke. It's all in good fun. But at the same time, people take that and they
some people will take it
run with it. And they're like, yes, girl, or yes, guy.
I know I know where you're going. Because first of all, ain't no guy. Well, obviously, they might.
Yeah, it's fine, by the way. It's fine.
But even people that I quote unquote respect will post some shit on a regular basis. And it's just like, you're talking down about dumb shit, but you keep perpetuating dumb shit.
Yes, and the person that posted this is somebody that I've known since I was in middle school, and she's a very good friend of mine. And
too many details.
Yeah. But I look at that. I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, people look at this as their daily newspaper. Like this is this is people's information. And I was like, oh man, and it just made me feel. I got a good chuckle out of it. I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. But then I was like, oh, my God. I was like, yo, somebody's going to take this and really live by it.
Oh, yeah. 100%. And
that's disgusting to me. It really is. And so.
Hey, don't body shame, okay?
Yeah. Or
don't slut shame.
So, and I'll be very brief about what Jared just said. I'm going to be very brief about it.
This is true.
Yeah. Me and Jared are guys.
Sometimes you should be shamed, period.
Yeah.
Whether it be girls or guys.
Yeah, 100%.
Fuck that shit, you soft motherfuckers.
Yeah. So, hey, Jared, can we get a motherfucker?
Oh, yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. So, I'm tired of people that say one thing and then they do another.
Hypocrites.
Yeah, hypocrites, dude.
Yeah.
And the amount of it is astounding because
there's an audience for it everywhere. Everybody has an audience now.
And it stinks.
Because I was watching something the other day. It was like, not everybody should have an audience. I'm saying that as we're fucking talking.
Yeah, to an audience, yes. Well, we love you guys, by the way. Thank you for tuning in every week. The guys in the chat, you guys are awesome. We really do appreciate it. We really do.
Yeah, we should have got them something for Christmas.
Yeah. We'll think about it when we celebrate New Year's next week.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah. But I'm a little tired of people perpetuating the idea that they're a decent person, and when in the reality they're an actual fucking scumbag.
I'll put it this way: more than likely, if they have to post that's called virtue signaling,
or gaslighting for.
Gaslighting is used too much. But virtue signaling is something like, oh, I'm gonna put my happiest. Actually, I was starting to work on a bit on this. Like, as like people. Like, I don't give a fuck about your vacation in Miami That's because people only put their happiest moments on social media. I don't give a fuck about your trip in Miami. I don't give a fuck about your newborn baby. But when I look at a picture and I say, oh shit, there's bottomless mimosas in there. Oh shit, I want some of those. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't just stop. You'll never see. I think we talked about this. Like, you'll never see anybody put their rock bottoms on social media.
No, and I honestly, and I'm glad you said that. I think that people, and it's rare. I think when people do.
Oh yeah, we did talk about.
Yeah,
this.
I think when people do post some of their more vulnerable aspects of their life, I like that. Not for that person, especially if they're in a bad place, but I like the raw integrity that person has to share it.
Yeah.
And it reminds me that, you know what? We're all people at the end of the day, and we need more of that in this day and age. We really do, because every time I turn my head left, right, up, down, whatever it is, somebody's insulting somebody. Dude, Jared, you could go out and save the fucking whales, bro. Brush them off with a toothbrush on the beach. All the oil off the seagulls and everything else. And then somebody's going to find fucking something wrong with it. And that is just asinine to me. And do you know why? Because those people are
Dawn soap and Dawn supports.
Yeah, dude, cleaning the ducks. Yeah.
Pearls from clams in Australia.
Yeah, cleaning the ducks. Dude, seriously, somebody will find something wrong with the good that you are doing in their good-hearted, natured person that you are, whoever it is. And somebody's going to, even if it's in good fun, making a joke, but some people go to the extreme. And it's like, man,
well, you're getting
shit in your salad.
You're getting into cancel culture. And I think the whole reason behind cancel culture, which I feel like it's starting to, maybe just because I don't pay attention as much, but it's starting to kind of get checked a lot. I think the reason, the root of cancellation of someone else is because you or that person who's starting the cancellation is trying to get the heat off of themselves. Yeah, because whatever is going on inside of them. It's like, oh, you know what? I am this fucking shitty person, or I feel like a shitty person. I want to fucking bring somebody else down to my level.
Yeah.
But the problem is, the only way you're going to get that to somebody on a high level, like, not to use him as an example, but when the Kevin Hart thing was going on.
Yeah.
Only way you're going to get to somebody like that is if you fucking can pull up enough fucking support, which social media makes it easy to fucking build this big-ass mob to come after these people.
I use Beyonce as like the great, or even Swifties. Dude, those motherfuckers will come at you in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's not so much cancel culture. That's that's more tribalism.
Yeah, which is a thing, by the way.
Well, I mean, humans have always been tribal, but it's just they all feel like they have this same thing in common. We love Beyonce or we love Taylor Swift. And she can do no wrong, which is untrue. Everybody can do wrong.
Yeah, and since you said that, since we're talking about the media is devil's advocate in this day and age. Because
devil's advocate just plays the what if this type thing. Like, well, that's not, no, they're not devil's advocate. They're just in it for the clicks.
Okay, so you're right. Okay, I didn't phrase that as the way I wanted it to. But put it this way. For the whole month of October, when me and you are sober and doing this, oh man, we love those guys. They're doing a great job. They're an inspiration to everybody. Say it's on local news or something. Yeah. They're an inspiration to everybody. Then November 1st comes, me and you go out, hit the town, if that's what you want us to call it. And we
really are fucking pissed at this place.
Yeah, no. And then we hit the town, and then they're like, oh, my God, they went out, and then they got drunk in front of children. And the media is going to be on your the media is very unbiased. They're going to love you one moment, and then they're going to hate you the next. And then
whatever brings the most clicks and the most ratings. And that's been media forever. It's always been about ratings.
Yeah, no, and I understand that. But I feel like it is just in full-fledged force in the society we live in nowadays. I mean, it controls everything. I feel more so than when we were younger and just with the social media and access to the internet and all this other stuff.
Mainstream media, I don't think it controls. Again, this is what I'm trying to... I feel like a lot of this stuff we've dealt with the last few years is kind of getting broken up and like breaking apart and floating away like a glacier, start slowly melting and breaking apart and going away.
That might be the coolest analogy you've ever had.
Because there's also things like this, and not just, I mean, we're a smaller podcast. We have a very small audience, but there's podcasts that are bigger who are talking about different things in comedy, but also the implications of the stupidity that society has brought on upon itself into mainstream society.
Yeah.
And by other people talking about it and then other people seeing those podcasts, it's like, okay, this is clearly an unfiltered
Form of media?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Like, we say whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
For the most part.
And we are actually very conscious of certain things too,
and
guys.
the beauty of this, or even like say a Tom Segura or Bert Kreischer. Bert Kreischer, he's a little more family friendly, but like say Tom Segura, him and his wife say pretty much anything they do, anything on their fucking podcast, Your Mom's House. Probably my favorite podcast of all right now. And then you have celebrities that come out with their podcast, but hey, guess what? They're attached to all these corporations, so they can only go so far. They can't talk shit about what's going on in society, what's going on in media. So their audience is still getting that same bullshit ass filter that mainstream media would give them. But the independents, we still out here. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's another thing that kind of hit me in the head too with the whole social media, like how I was like, oh, there's all this negativity. There are a lot of people on the internet that absolutely provide no value and have no skill at all. And they're popular for what? And they're
popular for being popular.
Yeah, well, yeah, just for the sake of it. I understand. But
like Kim Kardashian is popular for being, just because she's popular.
Yeah, it's fine. But
so I mean, I know what you're saying. That's what it is.
It's just, put it this way. I watched like a short on something, or one of the, I don't know, just some random video. It was all staged and scripted. It was so cringy. It was so bad. And I'm not trying to say these people are going to grow up to be actors or anything like that, but they're all doing it. You're right, for that like, that click, that dopamine hit, all that stuff. And it's like, man, we have, as a society, have gone so downhill. And I'm not talking about like shaming anybody or anything like that, but the quality of ourselves has just demoralized it. Like, it really has.
I think that's goes. I think I said this last week or maybe the week before. I think what happens is we put out, say, a short, and you're looking to see if the short goes viral.
Yeah.
If the short goes viral, then you want to be able to duplicate that, because you want to keep your numbers going up and up and up. So you start doing the same thing every time in each video, which means it loses the creativity of the persons.
Yeah.
Because you're just trying to predict what a machine or an algorithm is going to do. Whereas you should be just putting out your shit to the world and letting the world decide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No. And I agree with that. I do.
There's one thing that keeps popping. It's a podcast that keeps popping up, which makes me like, fuck, man, I just don't have time to fucking be clipping shit every fucking week. Nor do I have the patience to clip shit. But there's this one podcast. I'm not going to name them because they don't need any fucking publicity. But there's two guys on the couch. One guy is talking, and then the other guy, he always says some wild, dumb shit.
Yeah.
And at first, and I actually put a comment on one of them. I was like, bro, this dude cannot be this fucking stupid. Like, this has to be a bit. And they play it very well. Like, the one guy is always fucking smart, and then the other guy is fucking like, no, but donkeys are horses, and blah, blah. So some
Yeah,
stupid shit.
Yeah. No, I got you.
And it's just like, Bro, you cannot be that fucking stupid. Let alone, why are you fucking putting your stupidity out to the world to see? Like, I just don't understand.
Yeah, glorifying stupidity.
Yeah, it's not
and,
entertaining in any way.
And I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. What kind of sums up what I was getting at, dude. Like, there's a lot of dumb shit out there. Whether we don't have to watch this stuff or anything like that. I'm not saying anybody's forced to watch it.
No,
but
I
if
skip it. Once I figure out the hook, like, oh, you're just dumb about just shit.
But when you constantly scroll through shit and it's more of the same, it's like, oh my god, like everybody always wants to be somebody, which I'm completely fine for. I want everybody to be happy, but at the same time, there are, I don't know, boundaries I feel that should be in place with certain things when you do that. And Jared, you were talking about cancel culture, and which leads me to our next segment, the entertainment beaker.
Because it's what?
It's a container of entertainment.
And we'll keep it brief.
And we'll keep it very brief. So, something I wanted to talk to you about.
I know where you're going. And I was trying to get into some lighter. Hold on, let me finish. I thought we were going to get into some lighter stuff. But I already know where you're going because it's going to stay heavy. This is definitely going to stay heavy. But
No, but I also feel it's good because we have touched base on it in recent weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to dampen the mood because it is the holidays. But I feel it's necessary. You know, in recent years, we've seen a lot of celebrities be outspoken and kind of go through motions with certain things, and people get away with things, and then people kind of being nudged to the side because of their views or opinions, or maybe something more personable happens in their life to where we kind of just sweep them under the rug. I'm like, oh, we can't have that. What I'm referring to is Johnathan Majors. And, you know, we talk a lot about Marvel on this show, and as big of fanboys as we are of his acting and his ability to play, or was playing, Kang the Conqueror, giving us more hope to a, you know, kind of a stale, stagnant MCU.
Oh, it's dead now.
No, yeah, it's before you sent me that link, I had seen it maybe an hour prior while I was at work, randomly scrolling, doom scrolling.
Yeah. Get to the point so people know what we're talking about.
My point is that Johnathan Majors, the biggest lead actor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, unfortunately is no longer with Marvel due to accusations made against him.
They're not accusations anymore.
I mean, yeah, they are set in stone. But then I kind of look at everything that surrounds it, the issue in question, and I'm like, Houseway.
Houseway.
I'm not one to, and before we go any further, and I already know I already know he as passionate as you are about it. I do.
Go say your point.
My point is that we don't advocate any type of violence on the show, domestic violence especially. And Johnathan Majors, for what I've seen, has been very wronged. And now he is being canceled. Now he is no longer playing the major role that we were looking forward to him in, with his excellent skill set as an actor. And we don't know everything, but from what I've seen, which I feel is enough to say, like, you know what? This bitch is crazy. And
well, we know that. If you saw the video, yeah, again, he was probably wrong in trying to put her back in the car. He should have just walked away.
You know,
as much as he could. He had to run from this bitch. Like, that's the fucking wildest thing for me. Like, he had to run blocks before she's. We don't even see when she stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I feel like with and I agree with you. If he's forcibly trying to put her back in the car, like, we don't condone that kind of stuff. We don't. But with everything in question, it is just so hard to believe that this guy is a human piece of trash. And
I think it was just some unfortunate circumstances. I feel like, well, me personally, when I was reading an article on it, and I was going through everything, and I just kept thinking, I was like, fucking New York, man. Like, this is another reason why I fucking hate New York.
Yeah, no bullshit.
Because, and people are gonna like, oh, he always takes it there. Well, guess what? I'm black, and I'm a black male in America, and I'm going to take it there.
Yeah, and I'm also a black male in America, and I'll take it there with Jared. Go ahead, Jared, please.
Okay. He still can't say the N-word, by the way.
Yeah, no, don't worry, folks. I'm old now. I understand. 15 years ago.
Well, unfortunately, there's people who don't understand that, and they're my age, so that's the funny part. Anyway, so I just feel like he was railroaded. The two major charges that he got charged with, he was found not guilty with. To me, I don't understand harassment. How you get? I don't like. Harassment was the other way, and then she got immunity. This broad left the country in the middle of this whole fucking thing.
Yeah,
and to get her to come back, they guaranteed her immunity. That's a fucking goddamn crock of shit, bro.
Yeah, and everything that surrounds it. And I'm not normally one that will go out of my way to put it this way: if there's a video out there of some dude beating on a woman, that guy's guilty, and he deserves every punishment he deserves. I will stand by that. However, with everything that has surrounded this, and Jared, when you texted me the other day, and I know you felt this, and I will be brief when I say this as an African American man.
I was gonna say you're not being brief. You're using a lot of words. Go ahead.
As a black man, Jared, I know that shit pisses you off because it pissed me
100%.
off. Yeah, it pissed me off too.
And the reason it pissed me off is because, I mean, there's a few reasons, but the main one is this guy, again, and I've said it before. I've told several people this. I was like, this dude is on Denzel Washington's level when it comes to acting.
Guy was on a fucking roll, dude.
And I think, again, it was the circumstances were just kind of wrong place, wrong time type thing. It's hard for me to say.
I'm sorry if I got you worked up.
But no. If he was dating someone other than a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman, I don't think it would have ever gotten to this level.
I 100% agree with you, dude. I don't like saying that. It makes me uncomfortable saying that.
It makes me uncomfortable saying it too.
Yeah, but you're right because of the unfortunate stereotypes that will unfortunately linger.
And it may not even be on a conscious level for any of these people. But again, it's New York. New York Police Department, from what I've heard, has not ever been very kind to people of color.
No, and if you've seen Die Hard with a Vengeance, then you would know that. New York City Police Department.
All right. We're already in the serious shit. We're not bringing
I know.
I forgot what I was.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Dude. Like I don't. No, but to try to rattle your brain, you know, if there's corrupt police everywhere, and there's a lot of movies on corrupt police in New York, so you know what, art imitates life, and then that ain't too far from the truth.
Oh yeah, I was talking about conscious level. Even if it wasn't on a conscious level, a lot of the parties involved, somewhere on a subconscious level, race definitely played a part in it.
It had to.
On both parties. Like even if it was him and another black woman, still some shit. It may not have been as bad, but some shit still would have been.
You know what? Down. You're right, dude. You're right. If that woman was African American, this might have been just swept under the rug and just like, oh, hey, you know, it's normal or whatever, you know.
And then the other thing, I'm kind of off Disney now. Like I was kind of falling off of them before. I'm probably going to cancel my subscription after this because I already paid for the year back in like June or some shit.
What is
so
the what is the new terminology came up with the woke? The far woke? The far woke. Yeah. And I am more so, and I know you are too, as fans, just in general, are disappointed just in everything, because it's like, we're older, we understand creativity. That's what we do. This is what this podcast is. It's a brainchild.
Yeah.
This isn't something that people are naturally born with. We do this better than anybody else, especially in this area.
I don't know. Well, okay, I'll give her that last part. I agree with.
Yeah. So, but it just sucks. The circumstances suck, and we saw something, good in his acting ability. We had something to look forward to in the future. As fans, it's like, hey, this guy's on a roll, whether it's in Marvel or any other movie, a very talented guy.
Yep.
And you don't see that very often anymore. I mean, dude, this guy was on the roll to be probably one of the next big stars.
Not to the level that he was. My point is, I was already kind of falling off on Disney because they weren't producing, I don't know, for lack of a better word, quality. They had hit or misses here and there, but now it's like,
like, what are they supposed to do now?
they're trying Doctor Doom. I mean, a lot of outlets are saying recast them with, like, they've named a bunch of different actors. Like, one was Denzel. I'm like, Denzel's not doing that.
No, he's not. And honestly, Denzel's bigger than the MCU. Yeah. And
the MCU ain't really shit anymore, to be honest. Like, what did they have? They had Kang the Conqueror. And now they decided to say, you know what? Fuck this guy altogether.
Yeah, because
I was interested in the character. To be honest, no matter who played him, I like the fact that he played him or He Who Remains. And my thing is, they chose still on top just because they were waiting for the trial. They still, I don't know. I know there was a lot of money and people's livelihoods on the line, but they still chose to fucking put Loki season 2 out. Even though all this was going on. If they knew they were going to fire him,
yeah,
they should have just fucking fired him. And instead of dragging it on, we'll see what happens. Like, don't try to act like, now you're, again, back to virtue signaling. Now you're virtue signaling. We're going to see how it plays out.
Yeah,
they know.
They already knew they were going to fire him. Dude.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because the guy is an incredibly talented actor. I mean, I'm not saying that lightly at all. I mean, it's not very often we get a guy who can play the same character in. And I hate to say that.
And now he might do a year in jail for running away and apparently harassing someone while he's running away.
Yeah. And you got a guy who's playing the same character, but like 100 different variants of it and nailing each variant to a T. I mean, you talk about range, man. And you're talking about someone's livelihood, too. But let's
still never saw Devotion, did you?
No, I haven't. Now that you said that, I am definitely watching it.
You have to watch
Devotion. Yeah. I'm definitely watching it because I just don't like seeing somebody good at whatever they do be railroaded, I guess was the best word, like you said, for something that may have been the wrong place, wrong time, but kind of did their best of their ability to handle the situation. Yeah. And this guy's being blackballed by Hollywood.
Let's not use that one. Railroader is better.
Railroaded.
Don't use blackballed. Just for my own sanity, don't use blackballed.
All right. Well, fuck you, Hollywood.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, fuck
you. I think a lot of people are pretty much off of them at this point.
Yeah, and you know what? And that goes and that'll show you, and this situation will show them that I think as tolerant as people can be, something like this, a lot of people don't think will tolerate. I have no interest.
Well, Disney's already losing money. They've been losing money for the last fucking.
I have no interest in watching anything on there currently.
No, there's nothing.
I
get it. It's for kids and all that shit, but like, guess what? The parents of these kids still have to watch something too, but they have to watch it with them. You know what I'm saying? So like, create it so we can all enjoy this shit.
It's just such a shame, and I was genuinely upset when I saw that, and I'm like, man, like. Because do you know why, dude? Because you knew it weeks ago, and it still happened. And you were like, hey, I'm hoping this isn't happening, but it probably is. And you were right, dude. You were right. And it just sucks.
I know what country I live in. That's what.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah. That's kind of the consensus of it all. But it is what it is. And, everything's going to go forward. But just like anything that wants to be far woke, you're going to lose all your money, and then they're going to try to backtrack on this shit at some point. Maybe not next week.
I actually sat down the other day and kind of thought about. I didn't write it down, which I should have. I actually thought about what the definition of far woke is. I'll write it down, and then I'll bring it next week. So
I will paraphrase what I think it means.
Okay.
I think it's a bunch of fucking pansies that.
No, it's much more nuanced than that.
I know you'll be more articulate with it. Remember, we were talking about journalism. I'm the one who can't write the article right now. I just think it's a bunch of people who obviously are entitled and want to just feel special all the time because they personally are miserable.
Kind of. But that's
very
very like bird's eye view of it.
Yeah,
but it's much more like I'm going to use political terms for it.
And you're right. That's what it really does boil down to.
That way, because it's a political term that you have to write the definition in political terms so that people in politics will understand what it is.
I don't think they want me to do that because I'm good at it.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to write it in a like left versus right, liberal versus conservative, what exactly it is.
It's just a bunch of people. Well, and I'm actually very looking forward to your definition. I swear, and you guys should too. But to me, like, you know, I'm all for equality. Like, and Jared is too. Like, we're not. What is it? Just
it's too much Kessler. That's what it is.
It's imbeciles. Yes, that is also very true. Oh yeah, it's hitting.
What's time anyway?
We're doing good. We're doing good.
We gotta wrap it up.
Yeah. All right. It's just imbeciles. Me and Jared are not imbeciles. We highly consider a lot of things before this show even starts or before the camera starts rolling. We even talk like this even when the cameras aren't. We're very much people persons. We genuinely get along with everybody we meet. You know, we're friends with a lot of people. Race, creed, religion, whatever. You know, we don't. That stuff doesn't bother us. What's happening is these things are being amplified and saying, "Oh, hey, you can't do this." Go outside and talk to your neighbor. Go outside and talk to your neighbor's neighbor. Half the shit you're reading isn't real. It's not. Go outside and talk to your neighbor. I'm just telling you, it'll do you some good. And I just want to say, as we are slowly wrapping the year up here on the Mad Scientist Lab podcast, Jared and I are always very grateful for everybody's support, even if it sometimes can be few and far between.
I forgot we did do a lot of shit this year.
We did a lot. I think we've had a very successful year, and we'll have one more show before the new year comes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. We got one show next Saturday and next Sunday night.
So you might need to do a recap because I just like everywhere else. Like I got my Twitch recap.
Yeah,
and one of the things that popped up was you became an affiliate.
Yeah, it's something very special. So we've definitely done a lot of great things this year. The podcast has grown.
Episode 200.
200. I mean, dude, I was showing my new coworker. He was like, "Oh, I hear you do a podcast," and I was like, "Oh, feeble mind. He doesn't know who I am yet." I was like, "Yes, watch this."
You gave him 200 to watch?
Well, it was the one that, it just had everybody's face on it. I was like, and I look at that, you know, since we've done so many, I look at that as like peak podcasting
that
for
was
us.
So was it 200?
Yeah. I was like, hey, you know, I do this a lot, you know, with my buddy. I said, you know, obviously some are going to be a little better than others, but this right here is like the pinnacle and what we're shooting for. And I said, these are all of our buddies. You know, I said, we have people come on all the time. Even if they're reoccurring guests, shout out to Sean, who's always very nice to come over. And whoever has, you know, just been on the show. This year has been about a growth, and it's not been easy for me or Jared, whether on a personal level or a podcast level. But we are still sitting here on the holiday weekend doing this strong, and I think that is what is important. And I'm going to just let everybody know that you can catch us anywhere you get your podcast. That is Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff. Monday, 9 a.m. on YouTube for the visual, because who doesn't like seeing our face? And every Saturday, besides this Saturday, live around 6:30 p.m., live on Twitch. I mean, who doesn't want to hang out with the guys on a late Saturday night? Grab your beverage, get your cool glass of whatever, and hang out with the guys. We really very much enjoy doing it. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to episode 213.
Hold on. Roll it down a little bit. Also, the link in the chat, also down below on the Twitch page, you can get your merch. Get it before the year's out, because I think we're going to try to get some new stuff for the next year. So all that stuff that's down there in the shop right now will not be available anymore. So get it now. It'll ship it straight to you. It helps the show out tremendously if you do get merch. But other than that, we will see you guys next week.
Yeah, we will see you guys next week. Thank you, as always, for joining us. Please, everybody, no matter what you celebrate during the holidays, please have a safe and happy holiday. Merry Christmas to all those around. And, yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
And I promise he won't be drinking that much next week.
Dude, I've just, it's the holidays, man. I like your hat.
Motherfucker.
There you go.
Hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
The merit scientist